Katt Williams is one of the best comedians of all time, in my opinion. I can't even lie, bro. Growing up, I've always thought nobody was funnier than Katt Williams, bro. Actually, bro, I think he's number one in my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. Everybody was born in different eras. I was born in 95. I was born in the 90s. So I really came up, you know what I'm saying, while this nigga was really trying to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this nigga's still here to this day, bro. It's all about putting in the work, bro. This nigga's a legend, bro. Living fucking legend, bro. Hands down. So if this nigga saying something, it's like an you know what I'm saying? Nigga gonna motherfucking try to pick up game from it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, he was saying a lot of shit that be going on, man. Y'all know I used to live in LA, man, for like 5 years, twin. 5 years. I done seen and heard some shit too, bro. So, like, it ain't no coincidence that a nigga would hear this shit and then you keep on hearing shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Because there is some real shit, bro. We live in a crazy ass world. As you can see by all my other reaction videos I'm posting, bro, shit just be going on, bro. You gotta stay prayed up, man, and just really watch how you move for real.
This new year, 2024, started off very messy. For one, Katt Williams went viral after doing an interview with Shannon Sharpe on his show Club Shay Shay.
Viral, bro. This video just on Shannon Sharpe's page alone, just on Club Shay Shay, got 30 million views in like 5 days. 30 million, right? That's not including all the TikTok niggas done seen, Instagram Reels niggas done seen, reaction videos. This shit probably like 250 million. For real.
And this happened around the same time that the Jeffrey Epstein transcripts were revealed. So there's a lot of messy stuff going on. But I'm going to first focus on Katt Williams because he just flamed a lot of his peers in the comedic world. He went in on Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Ricky Smiley, Faison Love, Cedric the Entertainer.
Eyes of a real. This nigga gonna die a motherfucking legend, bro. Niggas gonna be like when I'm in my 50s and shit, bro, I'm gonna be able to talk about this nigga Katt Williams, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate a nigga greatness while he here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the list goes on. He was talking about people selling their souls and their booty holes. I mean, he was just flaming everybody.
Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever.
I ain't gonna lie, he do a good ass part with this motherfucker though. This motherfucker funny, bro.
Like, you can't get a young fan base with that? Why Earthquake not in movies? Cause he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of him. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker. Oh, not Smokey.
Damn, my boy Katt got now.
Oh, Lord. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither. Gave you a little...
Oh, Lord.
Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither.
Yo, let's just look at Michael Jackson right quick, right? This nigga right here is huge. Like, and this nigga, what happened with this nigga's skin again, bro? This is Michael goddamn Jackson, bro. I wonder, you know, what the people of like the Michael Jackson era really thought was going on when this nigga's skin changed colors, bro. I wonder if they was on some like conspiracy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this nigga was black, bro. When I was growing up, bro, I remember Michael Jackson being black, like this nigga Chris Tucker. You know what I'm saying? But like when the nigga young, he wasn't paying that shit no attention. But like in the Michael Jackson era, I wonder if motherfuckers was just like, bro, is this nigga? Long live Michael Jackson. He the greatest. No disrespect at all. No disrespect.
Do you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my pee in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there?
I told him no. What y'all do? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because people...
When he say virgin hole, when he say that right there, that mean that hole you got. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, that mean that hole you got.
He did, he be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Who was that?
And you gotta tell him no. You got to
I thought that was Meek Mill.
tell him no. I did. I did.
So as you can hear, Katt Williams set the internet on fire with this interview, and a lot of comedians were not happy about it at all. Kevin Hart obviously wasn't happy. For those who don't know, Kevin Hart and Katt Williams have had tension for years now. Katt has kind of put it out there that Kevin is basically an industry plant, and he was basically ushered in to replace him because Katt wasn't willing to conform to everything that was happening in the industry, and Kevin Hart was. He was willing to play the game. So Katt...
You look like a responsible family guy. Looking for something with a little more space?
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen at the Sign Then Drive event.
It ain't no black people.
Hurry in to lease a new 2024 Tiguan for 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month payment, and 0 due at signing. Limited inventory available.
With the shit when you ain't even got no black. It wasn't not a soul of black imp in that bitch. Come on, Volkswagen.
Claimed that Kevin was a puppet, and Kevin didn't like that at all. In fact, he lambasted him during his Breakfast Club interview a few years ago.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Katt did respond to some of what Kevin said here, and
These niggas got 50 Cent and Diddy beef.
And he even doubled down on the idea that Kevin was an industry plant who was given a TV show and a movie out the gate without making any real waves in comedy. At least this is what Katt Williams feels.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No,
Yeah, we did. His name Lil Mabu. Shit, fuck you talking about?
We've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It did happen. For a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk that all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? Mm-hmm. And homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be fun, to be overtly homosexual because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? Mm-hmm. And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was. and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. It's all right.
Now, Kevin Hart did respond, but he didn't go in like he did on The Breakfast Club. He just said, "Gotta get that anger up out you, champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There is a moment in the trailer where Gugu says they really love you. Now, I know she's talking about Katt. Mark your calendars, world. This one is special."
You see how he tried to, he got to throw that promo up in that bit, though. On God. You see how he got to throw that promo. You got to throw that promo in that bit, man. Subscribe to the main channel and stream my music at Tytheguy. There's a moment in the trailer where whoever this shit, they really love you. I now know she's talking about Katt. Come on now. This shit ain't got shit to do with Katt Williams.
He's talking about Katt. Mark your calendars, world. This one is special. Katt also went in on Cedric the Entertainer. He didn't like the fact that Cedric tried to act like he didn't steal one of his jokes from back in the day. And Katt said he gave Cedric a pass after he apologized and things were all good, but Cedric went on Club Shay Shay and he tried to downplay Katt again, and this is what made Katt upset.
Well, you and Katt, Katt say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline.
The idea what this brother is talking about, that joke is over 30 years old, close to 30-something years old. I did the Kings of Comedy in 1999. Probably had been doing that joke 6-7 years before that. I don't even know if Katt was doing comedy then.
Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. Right, so he thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
1998, I'm doing this joke, it's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. The truth don't need motivation. I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric's sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie.
Yo, that shit is funny as hell.
What?
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available.
Before you buy a $1 million view like this, create a faceless YouTube automation channel first. In fact, this is
available on Netflix or Tubi.
Child. And he didn't stop there. He went in on Steve Harvey as well. Katt called out Steve for being jealous of Bernie Mac. If you don't know, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac were a part of one of the biggest comedy specials in history called The Kings of Comedy. And Bernie Mac was the funniest one on the booking. However, he did not close out the show. Steve Harvey closed it out. And Steve did admit that he was a bit threatened by Bernie Mac, and for years there was some beef between them. Bernie felt like Steve was jealous and he was trying to sabotage his movie roles. In fact, Steve was trying to...
Niggas be doing that shit in the game, bro. If a nigga don't want to see you win and do better than him, bro, he gonna do everything in his power to make sure you do not succeed, bro. You know what I'm saying? If somebody really want to help you, bro, they would.
Snatch his role from Ocean's 11, and it created a lot of tension between the two of them. And Steve did go on Club Shay Shay, and he tried to act like he didn't have an interest in being a movie star. He said that he never wanted it, but clearly he did, because he was trying to compete with Bernie Mac for a movie role. And Katt called Steve out on it, and he also called Steve out for stealing from another comedian named Mark Curry and allegedly lying about being homeless.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range.
Yo, this nigga said he looked like Mr. Potato Head is the funniest shit. He really do.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man.
Do you consider yourself a king of comedy? Where does Katt?
No, they consider that. Oh, like when after Bernie left, them same 3 guys I'm telling you about, the kings.
Yeah.
Right? Because DL is the greatest. Yeah. There's no DL slander gets tolerated. But they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer.
Then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie. And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you. Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it because you did. And that ain't the way comedy works. The king is the funniest. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Katt Williams also went in on Ricky Smiley. Ricky also did an interview on Club Shay Shay, and he said that he was supposed to play the character Money Mike in Friday After Next, and Katt was supposed to play Santa Claus. However, at the last minute, they switched roles. But Katt is saying that that was a lie. It didn't happen like that.
You were originally supposed to play Katt Williams' character.
Yes. And Katt Williams was supposed to play my character.
This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike.
Wait.
And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now 3 quick points.
3 quick.
You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man? Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. What he told everybody was, Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve and Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not.
He was supposed to play Money Mike because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing.
Now, Ricky Smiley did respond to Katt, and he did clarify that, yes, he auditioned for Money Mike, and He and his team got the impression that he actually was casted for Money Mike. However, that wasn't the case. They went on to do more auditions and they found Katt Williams. Ricky ended up getting the Santa Claus role instead.
I went out to audition for Friday After Next as Money Mike, not the Santa Claus. And that is the honest God truth. Was Money Mike, and I guess the producers, Cube and everybody saw something different. I guess when Katt Williams did it, they added the whole pimp twist to that character, which was actually a better decision and made it funnier.
You were auditioning for Money Mike. We were told you had the role, and then that switched up overnight.
Ricky Smiley also addressed the comments about him dressing up as a woman in some of his roles. Katt took a jab at Ricky and said after they did the movie Friday After Next, they both partook in the movie First Sunday, and Katt said that in his contract, he wanted Ricky to wear a dress because he felt like he shined the most when he acted like a woman. Now, Ricky said that wasn't true. In fact, he actually was requested by the creator, David E. Talbert, to play the role Bernice in the movie First Sunday. And not only that, he actually defended his reasons for wearing a dress. He said all the other comedic greats did it, and he said it was just a role. He needed to make money, so he put the dress on.
You know, comedy greats like Flip Wilson played Geraldine. Richard Pryor played some roles on his show. Jamie Foxx played Wanda. Martin played Shanae. I did. Bernice Jenkins, Tyler Perry did. Madea. It's a lot of comics and a lot of comedy greats that did characters for the sake of funny, for entertainment, for the sake of the laugh. And it has nothing to do with nobody's comfortable in the role. Nobody wants to put on a damn dress or comfortable in it, you know. That has nothing to do with my manhood being lessened for trying to play a role and trying to put food on the table for my family.
Now, Katt does have a strong stance against heterosexual comedians wearing dresses. He feels like they're not doing it out of their own free will. They're doing it because they're required to. And he just didn't want to do it. And he felt away when Martin Lawrence reached out to him and asked him to wear a dress for their second movie, Big Mama's House 2.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him.
This interview was crazy. And you know what's interesting is Brandon T. Jackson said that he actually regretted playing this role because he felt like it ruined his career.
But the whole dress bit was already overdone. You know, it was like, it was hacky, you know, and I did it purely for the money and the work of Martin Lawrence. Only Katt Williams. Katt Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress. You know,
he called you, or is this?
No, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I believe it was a curse that went with that, personally, because nothing went right since then. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress.
Now, Katt Williams also went in on Faison Love. Now, Katt and Faison don't get along at all. They were cool at one point, but they fell out over some money issues, and Faison claimed that he was owed $50,000 from a tour that he did with Katt Williams. And also, he said Katt was throwing shade at him, and he pulled out a gun on him, but the gun didn't have any bullets. And he even tried to send Suge Knight to take him out, which is crazy. I mean, it was just a mess. And Faison and Katt have been throwing shade at each other. Faison even said that Katt was the most overrated comedian of all time.
When it comes to comedians, right, who would you say is the most overrated comedian of all time?
Katt Williams. What great has he done since Pimpin' Chronicles?
This nigga hating.
Now, when Katt heard his, he did not miss.
Are you interested in wholesaling or flipping abandoned homes but don't have time to drive for dollars? With Dash Leads, you can build.
It's the opportunity to respond.
That's what I'm saying. If you a Faison Love fan, you mean you've been a fan of him for 32 years, you still waiting on him to do his first special? You can't just be Faison in every movie. Like, you just gonna take your shirt off on every movie? Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Katt.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No, I ain't got no allegiance to the man. But you gotta admit the role that he played, Big Perm in Friday now. You gotta give him credit for the role now. Come on now.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If what you're saying is correct, why wasn't he in next Friday or Friday after next?
I mean, his role,
it wasn't good. Sorry.
Faison responded by posting footage of Katt getting beat up by a boy on a playground. I don't know if y'all remember this, but this was wild. Like, it's weird. He just has a weird life. But one thing about him is he's gonna go viral for saying some stuff. Like, Katt will always set the internet on fire with any interview he does, and this interview is no different. Everybody is talking about it and everybody's responding. Even Tiffany Haddish, you know, he mentioned Tiffany Haddish for not doing a stand-up at the Comedy Store, which was a very prominent club where a lot of black comedians made their debut. Tiffany responded to this and said, "I'm not mad. I just wish he would get his facts right about me. Dang, I guess I will send him a reminder text. But are we sure that is Katt Williams? He looks a lot like Charleston White." Now, Tiffany knows better than to come with a weak joke like that because Katt is only going to flame her some more. But anyway, Katt not only came for Tiffany, but he also came for Michael Blackson. Apparently, Katt Williams does not like Michael Blackson. Michael actually made a joke about him smoking crack, and Katt did not take too kindly to that comment because Katt has always been very firm on saying that he doesn't do drugs. The only thing he does is smoke weed, according to him. So he didn't like that comment, and Michael said that he was joking, of course. He told Cam Capone News that he never saw Katt smoke crack, so he was just making a joke. But still, Katt never forgot it, and it was very apparent that Katt was not feeling Michael at all, especially when they did that Wildin' Out episode together.
I want to know what's shorter, you or my scene next Friday.
All of your scenes are small.
I don't like this.
And he doesn't like you either. Most comedians don't get booed enough. This is how you end up with a Michael Blackson, who's a real African doing a fake African accent.
I gotta run that.
Things are small.
I don't like this.
And he doesn't like you either. Most comedians don't get booed enough. This is how you end up with a Michael Blackson, who's a real African doing a fake African accent. Okay, this guy is mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life. Remember, he was wearing dirty dashikis. And I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're going to say that, you got to go to Africa and get a school, dude. Everybody you got to put in some work. And these guys, they take my advice. They change their whole persona. And then they hate me for it.
Michael Blackson responded to Katt and said, "Katt Williams is definitely top 10 comedians of all time and top 5 alive, but we all have to agree he's not the Katt of 2005. I can't believe this lying dehydrated leprechaun said he told me to build a school. LMAO, I only built a free school so the kids can whip your tail for free, mother sucker." Katt Williams is a very smart midget nigga. He took shots at the top 10 comedians alive today so we could all respond and make him relevant again. Never been booed ever, but I've watched Katt get booed in 2 cities. Cincy, and I forgot the other city. Cincy is short for Cincinnati. Effed up-ish is Cincy is where he's from. It's effed up when your own people boos you. I'm so confused. I'm African with a fake African accent. My accent had me roasted every day in school and in the comedy clubs in America, and I wish I could get rid of it. Even my Philly accent is fake. I guess the only real thing about me is my deek. What is wrong with Michael Blackson, man? And you know what? Katt Williams didn't just go in on the comedians. He was going in on everybody. He went in on Jonathan Majors and called him ugly.
First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. It don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to.
Perfect.
What did you get us?
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen at the sign.
Read a comic book. What is you talking about? Get out of here. Get out of here, ugly boy.
Katt was also going in on people's wives. I mean, he called out Kanye West's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian.
What do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like,
he also called out Ludacris's wife for no reason. In fact, he was telling a story how he and Ludacris went to this Illuminati meeting. I mean, this is Katt Williams' words, not mine. But he was alleging that they had to do certain things like change their appearance and shave their hair and sideburns if they wanted to be a part of the Fast and Furious franchise. They ended up choosing Ludacris, and once he got up in the ranks, he basically married his current wife. And Katt has this theory that a lot of these black entertainers marry the same looking woman because they're told to do so.
no, so there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams. Now, one person ended up with a light-skinned, ugly-faced wife that's never done it. Remember I told you that if I say that, it applied to 7 people?
Yes.
It's part of what they give you. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Oh, man, come on.
Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get.
Katt Williams is so messy, y'all. He is so messy. This interview was entertaining. I'm not going to lie. I laughed so many times throughout this interview, but I could also be honest and say, you know, Katt Williams does exactly